Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Mace. I'm coming to you from Canada. Hope everyone's doing fantastic. We're going to be looking at screenshots of, let's just say, these Americans that are commenting and being embarrassed on the internet are not necessarily your everyday Rhodes scholars, nor Mensa members, anything like that. They're just, you know, didn't pay attention in school that much. Combine that with an intense arrogance, entitlement, and rabid ignorance. You have some Americans worth ridiculing. And it's been crazy just watching the perception of the United States around the world be absolutely trashed by Donald Trump and all of his sycophants and all of his millions of supporters who seemingly will bristle at literally nothing that this man will do. There's nothing that he could do. And he said it years ago. I could go in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't be going to jail. In fact, his supporters would be protecting him. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know. Anyways, we're looking at a screenshot. Let's check it out. There should be a law against this. This is socialism. Ooh, that's a dirty word, especially in the United States of America. McDonald's, based in Chicago, said Thursday that its hourly wages will increase an average of 10% over the next few months. Wow, very generous. An average of 10% over the next few months to $13 an hour. Wow, rising to $15 per hour in 2024. Wow. Entry-level workers will make at least $11 per hour. Imagine trying to pay your bills on that wage. And before you all jump on it, and you'll hear people say often, well, these jobs are supposed to be for high school kids and whatnot. That may be so, but like there's still people out there that might need to work at McDonald's, and they should be paid at least a wage that's livable. But the thing is, wages are stagnant across all industries, especially in more like entry level areas. The best thing probably for young people is the trades. Trades are a really solid avenue to go where you can get high paying jobs that are in demand. But I do feel for like people that work in retail, and because there's certain jobs, like we need people to work these jobs. We need people to do them. And you'll see ignorant people complain when, there's lack of staffing or they're having difficulty hiring people, or people are just complaining about the wages when this is one of the major problems that people worry about, I think, across all spectrums is wealth inequality, the housing crisis, right? Those two things, essentially inflation. It's not that difficult, but this is socialism. Okay, what's the comment? There should be a law against this. This is socialism. There you go, the American. No, that's literally not socialism. It has nothing to do with socialism. I don't think Americans know what these political terms means. They don't know what communism means. They don't know what socialism means. And I don't think they know what capitalism means. But you say these words around them and you'll hear opinions. Oh, you'll hear very, very strong opinions. All right. For some people, socialism is anything that helps people who aren't like them. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. For certain Americans, they hear the word socialism, they somehow equate that to communism when the United States also has social programs. Like Canada is a parliamentary democracy, I guess. But it's social democracy, whatever you want to call it. We care about people. At least our society espouses that. Tries anyways. But for Americans, it's like anything socialism, anything mentioning socialism is automatically evil. Let's view some more comments here. Or even people just like them. Hell, even themselves. There are the people that elected Diaper Donald. Less capitalism, more socialism, please. Ah, McDonald's and their Marxism, bless. Wait until he hears about California's $20 minimum wage. I remember my first job. I was making $8.64 an hour. I remember that specifically. So I'd work like an 8-hour shift and make whatever, 65, 68 bucks, whatever it was. Craziness. I mean, I was just like a grocery boy, but still. Clearly still living in the McCarthyite era from 70 years ago. There's red under every bed, no matter that the Dems in the US would be considered right-wing in most other countries. Note that this post refers to company-owned McDs, not the more numerous franchise McDs in the US. All right. Quote, the USA has not ever committed a single war crime. What? Excuse me? Excuse me. Okay. They're gonna die on that hill. Wow, okay. America did nothing wrong. That's a very questionable statement. What war crimes did America do? Just asking. Why don't you people just do a little research into Vietnam? That's just one. Like, there's many. America has never committed a war crime, ever. Okay, these people are very adamant that America did nothing wrong. America is just an upstanding college boy, upstanding young fellow. Did nothing wrong. Certainly didn't, sexually assault anybody in war. I don't think I have enough crayons to explain it to those four above. They certainly didn't massacre anybody, like maybe in Vietnam and other places as well. I don't think I have enough crayons to explain it to those four above. That's because they keep eating them on you. Nice. The extra large box wouldn't be enough, Jude. Trust me. I'm an American and I witness this shit daily in the wild. An orange crayon might be a good start. Are you an agent? Do they want them by alphabetical or chronological order? Yeah, why don't we just, since we're here, let's look. USA war crimes. Historical war crimes, yeah. And listen, I think war crimes happen when there's wars, and a lot of countries have committed astonishingly horrible war crimes. But yeah, let's look at this. Killings of civilians during the Philippine-American War. Numerous war crimes were committed by the U.S. against Filipino civilians. American soldiers and other witnesses sent letters home which described some of these atrocities. For example, in 1902, the Manila correspondent of the Philadelphia Ledger wrote, "The present war is no bloodless opera buffet engagement. Our men have been relentless, have killed to exterminate men, women, children, prisoners, and captives. Active insurgents and suspected people from lads of 10 up, the idea prevailing that the Filipino, as such, was little better than a dog." Very American ideas summed up in that sentence. So there you go. Killing of innocent Filipino civilians. During the pacification of Samar, Brigadier General Jacob H. Smith ordered Major Littleton Waller, commanding officer of a battalion of 315 U.S. Marines assigned to Smith's forces in Samar, to kill all persons who, quote, are capable of bearing arms in actual hostilities over the age of 10 years old. Kids. And they just massacred Filipino civilians. Crazy. Concentration camps. Morro Crater Massacre. During the First Battle of Bud Dajo in 1906, General Leonard Wood ordered an assault of U.S. Marines on an encampment of Moros at the Bud Dajo Crater, which was populated by Tusug villagers. Where was this at? But 800 of them killed. Haiti. Then we're getting into World War II. Just a bloodbath. War rapes in the occupation of Japan. European theater. So basically a long and storied history of war crimes that would take probably hours to comb through. So there you go. According to the Geneva Convention, destruction of electricity, water supply, and sanitation is a war crime, yet this standard policy of U.S. urban warfare. Deliberate targeting of civilian non-combatants is a war crime. Detaining people without informing their government is a war crime. Torture, including waterboarding, sleep deprivation, and stress positions, is a war crime. Not allowing detainees access to Red Cross, Red Crescent, and no allowing mail is a war crime. The list goes on and on. War crimes are not something that only happened 150 years ago. It happens all the time. There you go. Sad. 11-year-old arrested at school after refusing to stand for the pledge. Wow. Land of the free, am I right? 11-year-old arrested at school after refusing to stand for the pledge. The Florida sixth grader's teacher reportedly told him he could go to another place to live. Wow. So kind. So generous. Land of the free, though. Really? So this person, Kipper, echoed my immediate thoughts. Wait till the MAGAs all get matching uniforms and make saying the pledge to Orange Jeebus mandatory every hour, on the hour. Trump certainly cannot take criticism very well. Heh, Florida. Of course it's Florida. Because America is all about individual freedoms, right? Again, making children swear their Pledge of Allegiance every single day. Absolute bupkis. I don't know what that word is. Land of the free. I think not. He loves America. He just doesn't love that the government makes him prove it through gestures and oaths. WTF. It's the thinking of the average American that the people serve the government rather than the other way around. Ignorant nationalism. And I've said on prior videos that I think the U.S. currently anyways is on a trajectory very similar to other totalitarian and fascist governments. Ultra-nationalist policies, the America first, America is exceptional, and we are superior economically, militarily, culturally to every other country on earth. The ultra-military focus and obsession folds into the nationalism part, and also going after and having scapegoats that are pronounced by the government. So Trump going after immigrants, basically anybody who's not a straight white, like the scapegoating of minority groups is what a fascist government does. I've seen the Holy Grail. Here in the UK, we used coconut shells to imitate the sound of horses' hooves. That was the case until we could import horses from the US. Wait, I didn't read this one yet. Sorry, my bad. Why do we think of knights as being on horseback when horses are from North America? Also, why do we think of knights as being on horseback when horses are from North America as well? What? Yeah. And Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Yeah, that's classic. So where did Arabian horses come from then? Or Shetland ponies? Well, I take it if this would stop the cruel eradication of wild horses, yes. Wild, not feral. After having been abandoned by the people who brought them here during the past 400 to 500 years, they managed to survive. Next one. British customs. What is going on here? Somebody having a bad night or a good night? I can't tell. Yeah, lol. I'd be freaking out too if my clock was displaying nonsense numbers. It says 11:36 p.m. in the 24-hour clock. You're aware that's a 24-hour set clock, right? So it's just saying it's 11:36 p.m. I'm sorry if this isn't PC, but I don't care about the British customs. It has nothing to do with PC. It just has to do with your ignorance and likely bigotry. What a twat, major twat. Wait until they find out we're teaching his kids Arabic numbers. I loved that story about the Arabic numbers thing and conservatives going absolutely batshit crazy. The cops in our school. Why is he on a lifeguard stand? POV. The cops at your school sit on lifeguard chairs to watch for fights at lunch. Oh, America. The fact that this is an accepted part of American life is just shameful. I feel sad for kids today. I am curious about the details and context surrounding this image, but it's quite the image. You got the big American flag, and then a cop with a mask on, sitting in front of vending machines. And these students don't even look like they're eating. I have no idea what's going on here. Maybe they're taking a test and the cop will shoot you if you cheat. Nobody takes a train from Germany to France. Lol. It would still take all day to get from Toronto to NYC on a train, or 45 minutes to fly. Same thing in Europe. Nobody takes a train from Germany to France. I'm sure they do every day, but okay. Never mind anything else. Some people walk from Germany to France. I mean, what with them sharing a land border? Infamously, plenty of soldiers have done so in both directions. Napoleon came before Kaiser Bill. I'm on a train from Denmark to France at the moment. To be fair, it is one of 3 trains, but I get to change in Bruxelles around dinner time, so I get the best frites in the world. The Deutsche Bahn and the SNCF have just opened their common speed train line between Berlin and Paris. 8 hours, no change. So, yeah, ridiculous comments. Extreme restrictions on free speech. In Europe, there is no unwalkable cities. Every city is walkable. I'm sure there's some that aren't super walkable. But yeah, Europe has much better city planning and much more walkability. In Europe, there's also restrictions on free speech, extremely high taxes, and a resounding lack of diversity. But hey, we can walk everywhere. So just a really ignorant comment by the American, obviously. Obviously never been to Europe. Where are they getting these ridiculous ideas from? I wonder. Fox News and MAGA propaganda. Also homeschooling. Yes, Americans have higher taxes than Americans, but they also don't mind that fact because the taxes go towards, I don't know, the betterment of society. You know, everything's not about that selfish American dream mindset of, I don't want to pay any taxes, yet I want all the services. I don't want to pay any taxes, yet I want these perfect paved roads and these social systems, hospitals, schools, recreation center. We want all the benefits. We don't want to pay any taxes. The difference is significantly less than what Americans pay for healthcare, either directly or through their employers. So net, Europeans still take home more. Oh yeah, especially here in Germany, no one is allowed to say what they think. Say the people that think that no one is allowed to say what they think. What? That's okay. Most U.S. cities are also quite walkable. Yeah, the downtown cores maybe. Even then, they're so oriented towards cars that they're loud, obnoxiously annoying areas to be filled with exhaust. Who would be paying for all the food? World of Statistics. Latest UN vote to make food a right. U.S. against. Israel against. Oh, what do you know? Republic of Congo did not vote. Congo did not vote. Dominica did not vote. Brazil. So a bunch of countries in favor. When even Afghanistan has better thoughts and prayers than you. Nice. Don't you miss owning a car? As an American living in Europe, this is one of the reasons I'll probably never move back to the US. I really enjoy my 6 weeks of vacation here. How bad are the expat tax requirements? Don't you miss owning a car and being able to go on road trips? I was just made aware, depending upon state, that Americans living outside the US are still subject to the US income tax. Why? Really? If the money is being made outside the US, are they? Yeah, if you're living abroad, you still have to file a tax return. Doesn't mean you need to pay taxes, though. I haven't paid U.S. taxes in nearly 3 decades because my foreign earned income is exempt. Yeah, makes sense. Not only do we own cars in Europe, but our driving tests actually require you to prove you can drive them safely rather than just driving around some cones in a private car park. And yeah, the statistics, I think, bear that out. Vehicular deaths in Europe, especially certain countries, are hugely lower than what they are in the U.S. People just drive very recklessly, and they give literally licenses to almost anybody. 2 and 1. What is a liter? And the English language is owned by the United States. We are paying $2.40 a liter in Australia. What the F is a liter? Buddy, grab your passport and go see the world. You'll find out there are liter, meter, Celsius, etc. Liter is what I believe I meant, but I've been wrong before as far as spelling. When you win the war that began in 1776 versus the Crown, you can do what you want with the language. It's called war booty. Liter is not recognized. The English language is owned by the United States. Are y'all ready? Are y'all really that discriminatory? I can feel hatred burning through generations. There are literally zero justifications to use that word in the year 2023. What word? Final Fantasy 16 still seems like a PS5 must-have, but a couple of... Is that the word they're worried about? Need to be addressed. Also, seriously, what the F is going on with British people? Fag for cigarette, nickel for problem. Are y'all really that discriminatory? I can feel hatred burning through generations. This is classic, like, American thinking the internet and everybody goes by the same rules and customs as the U.S. and uses the same language. Also, the North American / U.S. obsession with identity politics and the gender wars and all of those things aren't really... I don't feel as culturally relevant in other countries around the world. They're just non-issues, but they've turned into major issues of contention and political polarization in the US. SAS. Come to America, where our dialects are so different, some count as completely different languages. Them. I love the British accent. Me. Select your character. Cute. Your accents have so little drift that even to a layman's ear, they all sound like the same language. Come to America, where our dialects are so different, some count as completely different languages. What? They're not called accents, they're called degrees of ignorance. Sad truth. Global totalitarian state. American gun owners are the ones protecting from the global totalitarian state. That's rich. That's very rich. That person says barf. I agree. A 5K marathon isn't a 5-mile run, it's a 3-mile run. All right, I've seen this meme before. Just found out that the 5K marathon isn't a 5-mile run. Instead, it's a 3-mile run. If so, why can't it just be called a 3K run marathon? It's only called a marathon if it's 42 kilometers run. Go and ask someone from Greece for the reason. Or any European. A 3K run marathon would be epic in miles. Who would want to watch a race that takes 336 days to run? All right. Good stuff. Just insanity. Did you know our servers survive on your tipping kindness? You can't pay them a livable wage, so they have to survive on your tipping kindness. Cue that scene from the beginning of Reservoir Dogs. Did you know that I'm too greedy to pay my workers a living wage? Real English is the American English, and British English is a dialect. In Boston, we are Irish. Chicago needs to dye their river green to look Irish. In Boston, we are the Irish. Ah, that Flemish Irish flag with its stars and red and white lines. Nice. 54. I'm 38.52% Japanese. I don't want your pity. I want you to understand I don't give a F. I have this magical thing called a spine, and I find it ridiculously funny you're trying to lecture me on a word that also reflects me. I'm 38.52% Japanese, so my guy, chill. Rage Monster sounds about right. Not sure I'd be proud of that. How does he self-hate over Pearl Harbor? 55. Spain has 90% white people and has a tradition that has outfits exactly like the KKK. Okay, I'm going to end it there. That's enough. God damn it.